Welcome to my channel Lenovate. Today we will going to discuss some of the important aspects of the inflammation and what are the steps that occur in the inflammation and how the neutrophils and the macrophages come at the site of infection. Now before discussing the inflammatory effects of the neutrophil and the macrophages, first we have to discuss what are the events that occur during the inflammatory state. So inflammation, as you all know, is general use term for the swelling. You can say simply the swelling is called as the inflammation, but it is somewhat different than the swelling and more things can happen with the swelling, ultimately called as the inflammation. So first thing that happens in the inflammation is the vasodilation. The vessels present in our body are become dilated. They become dilated and there's a more diameter, increase in the diameter of these vessels. That's why there's an increase in the blood flow and there's an increase in the fluid flow through the vessel. If there's a lymphatic vessel, there's an increase in the lymph. If there's a blood vessel, there's an increase in the blood. Then what happens? Increased permeability. The increased permeability means the blood vessels or the capillaries that are attached by endothelial layers, the space between the capillaries that are prevented by tight junctions to not cause the any inflate substance to come in or go out, but these capillaries having the more spaces when there is an increased permeability, so substances can easily go out and come in through this capillary walls. Means the permeability is increased towards other substances or towards the pathogens. Then what happens at the third step is the migration of the WBCs that include the especially neutrophils and the macrophages. The hypersegmented neutrophils and the large shaped macrophages come towards the site of infection first to fight against the pathogen. Then the fourth step is the swelling of the injured site. The injured site become bubble up and they will become swelled with the increased fluid and the lymphatic and the pathogen pus. These all things combine with the tissue pathogen and there is a certain release of factors. So there is a swelling of that injured site. Then what happens after the swelling? There is a release of tissue factors. The tissue products that includes the serotonin, the histamine, the bradykinin, these all goes to release from that injured tissue, and these substances that release from this tissue will going to affect another cells and the surrounding cells that are present at that area will going to affect and will become swollen, and in this way the infection may get inflated and infection may get more and more infectious, and how the infection is spread and there's a more and more inflammation of that part. So how to prevent the inflammation? We have our body mechanism including the monocyte macrophage system or the reticuloendothelial system to prevent this inflammation. Now let's see how it happens. Here you can see it's showing a diagram of a blood capillary. Here you can see this is a blood capillary with the endothelial cell wall lining, and here is shown the inflamed tissue. The tissue that was inflamed by any of the pathogen or the bacteria. Now what happens in the blood? There are the monocytes, they are mobile macrophages and neutrophils present in the blood. What happens? First there is a floating adhesion. When there is adhesion of the molecule with the certain factors that are present at the endothelial lining. Here you can see there are the selectins, the receptors present at the neutrophils, and the integrin molecules are attached with the neutrophil. It binds the neutrophil with the endothelial binding, that are the tight junctions of the cells. This neutrophil is got to bind at that point of the endothelial lining. When this neutrophil come close towards the endothelial lining, there is a process of diapedasis. In the previous video, I have discussed what is a diapedasis. A diapedasis is just the squeezing of a cell through a capillary wall or a capillary pores. So what happens in the diapedasis is the squeezing of this neutrophil from the blood into the injured tissue site. And because the inflamed tissue having the increased capillary permeability that we have discussed, and also there is a vasodilation, so it is a very easy pathway for a neutrophil to squeeze through this large space. Otherwise neutrophils cannot squeeze as much, but in inflamed tissue their squeezing and the diapedasis increases. Then what happens? They migrate towards the site of inflammation or the site of infection. That process is called as the migration. After migration, this is going to attach with the injured site, and this neutrophil is going to digest that pathogen or bacteria present at that site by the process of phagocytosis, and then it will going to release some of the products that here you can see here. These are some of the products that are released from this neutrophil after the phagocytosis, and they include the substances that will decrease the inflammation, and in this way the pathogen is cleared and the inflammation is decreases. Now here comes the role of macrophages. The macrophages, when become activated in the tissue, they release substances that are including the tissue necrotic factor, the interleukin 1, the granulocyte monocyte colony stimulating factor, the granulocyte colony stimulating factor, and the monocyte colony stimulating factor. These 5 tissue factors is going to release from the macrophage at the site of inflammation, and it will going to affect the bone marrow. The bone marrow that has the function of releasing the pluripotent hematopoietic stem cells for certain type of the genesis of the WBCs. So it causing the release of the granulocyte monocyte macrophages, pluripotent hematopoietic stem cells of these precursors of these cells. When this genesis of the WBCs increase, these cells also get increased, and ultimately there is a more and more function of these neutrophils and monocyte towards the inflammation site. Also, there is a positive feedback. This activated macrophage also caused the increase of the release of tissue necrotic factor and interleukin 1 at the other side that will ultimately affect on the endothelial cells, the fibroblasts, and the lymphocytes to release the genesis or the colony forming stimulated units of these granulocyte and monocyte that are the WBC. Then ultimately the bone marrow release all the cells in the blood, and the infection and inflammation is decreases in this way. So this was simple explanation how there is an increased permeability, then the margination, and then the diapedasis. And then these neutrophil and the macrophages come towards the tissue injury by the chemotoxic source. And that's why the inflammation is decreased. So this was an explanation about the inflammation. There's a topic from the hematology. I hope you have explained well. Subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching.